Welcome. I'm just happy to say this because we're back. Even though I look see all growing beards and whatnot, like that's how long we've been gone for. You know what I mean? The beard's scruffy now, but welcome back to the OTP podcast, where we bring you uncensored and unfiltered football chat. I'm your host, O or OJ, joined by my co-host, Chinny. How you feeling, my bro?
I hear you.
I see the beard's bearding. We can say we're doing it for November, but
November,
but I don't know if it's that. It's just I've been looking rough lately. So
it's that time of year, man. Hat season, good cold, season. You know how it is, man.
Cold. How are you though? What's going on? What's new?
To be fair, not much. You know, we're just living. We watching. We enjoying the football. We enjoying the drama. We're enjoying Tuesday, Wednesday, Saturday, Sunday, and no more Thursdays. That's what we're enjoying over here.
We're not enjoying that. You're enjoying that. We're enjoying that. But it's cool though because we're moving the Europa League. And we're gonna be in the top 4 and then Europa League. So
you're gonna have to be in the top 4 because top 5 ain't gonna be a thing no more.
No, it's good. It's good to be back. I'm sure we had a lot of people that missed us as well, but I think it's best we get started and just get it cracking. So we'll start with Newcastle fall again. They suffer a surprise defeat away to Bournemouth. That game, I'm not gonna lie.
You know what? There's a lot going on in that one still.
I can't lie. I'm not a hater. I don't have a problem with Newcastle, but I feel like Newcastle felt like they were here and they needed some reminding. Like I feel like they felt like they were like.
Yeah, I'm not a hater. Obviously, we got done to them the other day. Obviously, no fault of their own, innit? They done what they did. They played the game that they was dealt. They was committing fouls last week to Arsenal. You know, it was a physical game, and the referees done what they did. So that is what it is. But after that game, they went away to Dortmund and got done. And then
Dortmund, whoever's Dortmund's account, like guy is or woman, best person ever. Like
away to Dortmund, got done by the yellow and black wall. And then they went away to Bournemouth after a Champions League midweek fixture, and the injuries are piling up.
And injuries not an excuse for me, though. Injuries not an excuse for me.
I mean, when you're in the Champions League, when you're in any European competition, you know the squad that you have to have. Injuries are part and parcel every season of every team, and they felt it. After the game, Kieran Trippier's obviously had his little tipple with with one of the fans, and he's like, "Do you know how many injuries we've got? Like, what do you mean was big man? No one cares.
They've got a strong enough team.
Yeah, no one cares. Go win the game. No one cares."
And I get it because we almost lost to Luton and whatnot, but you'll never like you have to remember, we were screaming, and I feel like Newcastle's in this weird position now where like a lot of the excuses that we as Liverpool fans, you're not as like using as an excuse like we have injuries. But this season when we lost like our centre backs and CDMs and they had to cover up that makeshift centre defense, we used a lot of excuses for certain things, and I feel like injury. We had a long list of injuries, and we were using them as excuses. And everyone said they're not excuses. You're in Champions League. You got to make it. It's your fault for not investing. And I feel like I'm hearing those excuses from all these teams across the board now, like all the time now. And I don't feel like it's a good enough excuse. I've been trained now to be told it's not an excuse. It's not a reason. All of a sudden, it's a reason that everyone else can use. But everyone was getting onto our backs and was running with it. So I just think it's one. I'm just waiting for the other managers to start blaming like the pitch and the grass and whatnot.
Everyone gets injuries. Obviously, everyone has to deal with the run of games. Obviously, bigger teams that are in Europe have to deal with more. But top teams complain about the injuries. Like, I get Bournemouth play one game a week, but they can still get injuries. And to be fair, as a top team, especially like a top 6 team, your second string of players should be at least on par with a Bournemouth first team player.
But their team wasn't like it wasn't like that. Obviously, they're missing a couple. They had a strong enough team to go there and win.
A strong enough team. Almiron came off injured, but they still had a strong enough team. They had
but they got played off the park. They just have to admit they got played off the park.
One thing that who was missing, Bruno Guimaraes, and he was missing because he got a yellow card against Arsenal, And I've seen it floating around on Twitter after the game that obviously he needed one more yellow card, so he missed the game against Bournemouth, because I think afterwards they have a few tough fixtures after the Bournemouth game. So it was like, let me miss this game. Yeah. So obviously, you know, in that game, he was going around clobbering. Yeah. And it was like, you are actively trying to get booked. But I didn't realize before because I didn't know how many cards he was on. So obviously, he's missed the game against Bournemouth, and they really missed it. Yeah, so they got Chelsea next, and obviously they want Bruno back. But then you thought that he was going to go to Bournemouth and collect the 3 points without him.
Yeah, right. Chelsea, United. They got Chelsea, United, Everton, Tottenham, and then Fulham.
Yeah,
that's tough. That is tough. But yeah, because to Bournemouth,
big up Dominic Solanke, bro. Big up.
They will give Clive all. They were Kelly another one. The only one that I disagree with when Kelly was pulling back their attacker, and you know he actually dragged him back, is the only one that's like. But besides that, they deserve to be like 2-3 up. The beginning of the game. Sorry, the first half of the game. So for me, I think they played well. They set up a tactic. They were hard to break down. They physically matched Newcastle. I think they counter-attacked very well. And every chance, they looked like they could score well. They exploited.
I think that's Clivert's best game since he's come in. And I thought he had a decent game for them. Then they have, is it Seriano in midfield? The black brother of the Dreads. He's a driving force. He ain't really got end product, but I saw him earlier against Liverpool and he was decent.
He's just erratic.
Yeah. But got a big frame. He's decent on the ball. He's got a little tidy left foot, and he looked like he was causing the problem. Obviously, Solanke is a weird one for me, because I watch him. Some people put him in like the same category as like Eddie and Ketty, like where they've come from.
Before you say that, though, where do you put Watkins in that category as well?
I think Dominic Solanke is just below.
Okay, yeah, I agree with you.
I think if you just going off topic, if you moved Eddie to like Aston Villa, he's doing what Eddie Watkins is doing. That's my take on it. Like, obviously,
where does he go in this category? Wilson.
I think Callum Wilson's better than all of them.
Okay, cool. I just wanted to know, like, okay, cool. You know me, I was fraught some right. My mind takes me somewhere else.
I think Callum Wilson's better than all of them. But yeah, man, he's just a weird player for me, because it's like, obviously he came from Chelsea, then he got the move to Liverpool, then that didn't work out.
He frees as well at that time. He was top goal scorer. He was doing his thing.
Yeah, so it's like you thought he was going to get game time, but obviously then Liverpool are looking to do more, and he's not it. So they've moved him along. He's gone to get some game time at Bournemouth, which is a decent club to be at. They play a bit of football. He's going to start. But I thought that he would have left last year to then go seek a move to like a West Ham, so like a club that's just above, like a mid-table club. Try and prove yourself there, score some goals. But he's just like sitting at Bournemouth, and it's like the fans love him. He does score goals, he causes issues, but for him as a player, I find it mad weird that he's just sitting there. But that's just my take on it.
Especially in his career, you think you're at the age now where you're probably thinking, what's next for him? And I'm loved and whatnot. You don't because it's rare to see somebody at that age fit with a club at that level. We're usually always looking for the next move, but we've seen them not work out many times. So maybe it working out for the best. And if things do go down, he moves again. I reckon
he's probably got a release clause in there somewhere.
You know, the players like that always have them release because if they go down, and then they go to the next team, comes up, and then they got recalls, and they go to the next team.
Bournemouth have two defenders on their team that I feel can nick a move to bigger teams. One is Lloyd Kelly, like you said. I know you said that he had a look, but he is very, very decent.
It's a Tottenham looking at.
Not good. He's very, very decent. Like, he's very, very decent. Like, give him a chance, innit? He might be able to do a little something. And the other one is some Ukrainian done, new player. And I'm watching him, I'm like, I don't know where they picked you up from, but you are very decent as well. He's young. His name's like Zoborati or something like that. Young Ukrainian. He's like 20. Yeah. I'm telling you, what next game you watch Bournemouth, watch it. But
I definitely hear that. I think basically, yeah, shouts out to Bournemouth because they played. The Newcastle fans probably say no, but I think they played Newcastle. But I think they had a plan, stuck to it, executed it well. It got to that point where like you're playing FIFA and you win all these chances, and then you can see Newcastle was going to score because Bournemouth was basically like Bournemouth, when are they going to go?
I'm quite happy to see Newcastle drop some points because, like you said, they think they're there, but they're not there yet.
They didn't have that period.
On their day at home, they're there. Away from home, and like a general like game by game, they're not consistent enough to be there yet. They're not good enough.
And obviously, well done for them getting in that position. But I felt like no transitional periods. I feel like some of their fans, skipped that period and forgot that like there's a period you have to go through. Like, it gets difficult, and we said this at the start. There's
level in this shit.
You're gonna find it hard to play midweek games and have to play a Dortmund. I mean, you can't rest players because that's a bigger game. That might be a bigger game.
They're in the group of death, bro.
Oh yeah, that's you.
Like they beat PSG and they thought that it was all hunky dory. They thought they was we beat PSG, so we can beat AC. We can beat Dortmund. Nah, bro.
I think we even said that they might finish bottom of the block.
I think Mr. Y, shout out Mr. Y, we're missing you, brother. But Mr. Y was saying, like, when you go away, he always says, when you go away, it's hard out here. Away games are not for the faint-hearted. You're just trying to come away with the 3 points, any means necessary. And
sometimes you just want to come across with you want to come across with a point, come back with a point.
Yeah, they ain't worked out yet. They ain't worked that out yet. They're not streetwise enough to work that out. At home, it's a different kettle of fish. So yeah, man. But shout out Bournemouth taking the 3 points. Newcastle just scaling down the league a little bit. Top six is
about their fans giving them stick though. That whole.
I think that's just expecting. Like your Newcastle fans doing too much. Like you're not there. You're not good enough to. They're good enough to be beating Bournemouth, but they're not good enough to be thinking that they're going to win every game, every week. Apart from maybe when you're playing City, Arsenal, like United, Chelsea. Apart from that, they're not good enough to think that they're going to win every week. They're not consistent yet. They haven't got the squad that can do that yet. So maybe in another year's time, next year, and you're still building, yeah. But right now, you can't really expect it every week. I think it's unrealistic.
Can you see them in the top 4 this season?
No. And you know what? I actually thought I should have written that. I actually need to go back to episode 1 and see who I put in my top 4. And I
definitely will go back. Yeah,
I did put them in there. I think I went City. I think I went City, Arsenal, Liverpool, Newcastle. I think that's what I went. But I think I was the only one that went Liverpool. I was thinking, Liverpool ain't going to be run. I still think that we're better than you right now, and City. So we might just go ahead of you. But I did put Liverpool ahead of United 100%. Yeah.
I put Liverpool. I think my heart said second, my mind said third, because it was a whole new transition. Like the midfield changed, no real addition to the defense. I knew that we're getting top 4. I think we had a conversation a long time ago, innit, about where did we see Liverpool. We had a conversation literally just right before, but where Liverpool sit and what they should be fighting for and whatnot. So I'm happy with what's going on. But that's another story for another day.
But yeah, well done, Bournemouth. Newcastle, you better come back better after the international break because Chelsea look like they're on the up.
Bro, the run that they've got, Jesus.
Before we go to Chelsea, we'll go to.
They got Everton and Spurs.
United. They used to be our favorite team to talk about. It's kind of boring now because they're just jarring. Like, they're
I
annoying.
can't talk too much on this, you know. I can't even get after my last performance, but you know,
United struggle against overcoming. United struggle to overcome a valiant Luton at OT. Obviously, your team struggled against them last week and got a draw, so you can't talk too much.
Though. I don't think we struggled.
No, you just didn't play well.
Yeah,
well enough. You don't even have to play well. You just did play well enough.
Yeah, it's like because we had all the balls, we had all the shots, we had everything. But it's like, okay, this ain't Liverpool's game. But I feel like that's the game where I saw Dominic and I was like, yeah, you guys, this is the games where they're putting it hot on the line and you're fighting. This is not the game. This is the games where, and I feel like that game and Toulouse, I feel like those were games those players didn't step up and they were trying to be too cute and they thought, okay, I feel like they felt like this game's beneath them. I got that attitude, like, oh, we are good enough to play.
Yeah, like you should. Yeah,
this game we should be, but they forget the fact that it's a smaller pitch. There's not a lot of space on the pitch. Their players are hungry. They're just legs. They're setting up. You kick the ball and it hits the bloody net. Like they still got that. So for me, it's just like I just feel like we just was overconfident. Like,
we're not used to them kind of scenes, them areas. Yeah. They're not really ready for that. But you got to score. But yours was a different kettle of fish because Luton came to OT. And nearly left with the pack, but unfortunately that got lost. They got caught on the train home because United do what United do, and they picked up all 3 points.
Bro, every time United do that, and you can't even you just know the algorithm is just rigged now. It's scripted.
I mean, I watched
the last 5 minutes go every time.
I watched. They had enough chances to win the game by more than 1-0. But I also listened to like Paul Merson, who's sometimes a bit off, but recently. It's like United, they don't look like beating a team up, like going out and saying, obviously we're better than you, so we're just going to beat you. Innit? They just look like they're here to play the game. It's like, boy, who knows what's going to happen? We're going to try and score. You lot are going to try. Like, no, take control of the game and win the game at home to Luton. They're not. It's like you should be going out there trying to give man 3-4-0.
Yeah.
Luton never played in a stadium that big, you know, ever. Their players, half their team, probably like in dreamland. And it's just like you lot are just making them look like they were playing. It's not like they were just defending for their lives.
True.
It wasn't a bad moment. And I thought it was just there's no amount of injuries or whatever's going on there that anyone can tell me as to why they're only coming away with 1-0 win against Luton. But not only was it only 1-0, they didn't play well.
That's the thing, isn't it? Like, I think that's a good point. Like, United, like, they have chances and stuff, but on the team, they don't play well. But you shouldn't really be going, and not saying this knowing what happened to my team, but you should really be going if United should win this 4-0. I know they're not the old United. Come on, man. Like, they should really be going.
Imagine being like a United striker, yeah? Like, you're United's number 9. You're Højlund. You ain't scored a Prem goal this season. You're like, wow, we got Luton this weekend. Bro, if I'm Højlund, I'm thinking, I'm about to open some accounts still. Like, if I don't come off that pitch with a goal, I don't care if we've won, because I'm like, this was my opportunity. Like, it's open season.
Let me say a man failed himself, yeah?
Yeah, like, it's open season. Like, as an attacker to come off a pitch at home against Luton, and you're thinking, right, like, man ain't converting. He had a chance right in the 6-yard box where he basically like fired it. Keeper's made obviously like a super save. But big man, that's got to be going in the net.
No, I hear that. I think that's
his race right now is that he's scoring Champions League goals, but no one don't care because they're gonna get knocked out.
True. I think that's definitely one of the things, though, isn't it? Like they talk about like Nunez missing chances, and then I think, oh yeah, but so does but then he gets the assist and whatnot. Cool. Then you see like Haaland will miss a chance, but then he'll bang a hat or bang a brace or whatever. But he's I don't know, but I feel like I don't know. I feel like the Man United players give me very playing for themselves. Like they're proving points for themselves. Like they're very individual. It's like as long as I have a good game.
But who's having a good game?
Well, I'm gonna say
Trafford ain't scored in like 13 games. Like, Trafford has not scored in like 13 games.
I'll tell you who on paper is having a good game. Max Sauce.
Aye, Scott. Scott is playing. He's playing box to box, getting in the box, winning headers, like trying to score goals and that. He's their best scorer right now.
Is it Terry said? Is it Dan like once? I said yeah, Terry's captain.
No. It's for McTominay to be your best performer in midfield regularly. There's a problem. You must know there's an issue because he can't. There's a problem. When you're playing at a pivot of Scott McTominay and Eriksen, there's a problem. That is a problem.
I forgot he plays for United sometimes. You know, that's how it is.
When I watch United, I think their best the people that I like to actually see, that people that actually give me something, and I think you lot might be able to turn this around because of you. Is that Højlund? I watch him, I'm like, he's coming. Like he hasn't come yet, and he's misfiring in the league, but he's coming. He's not going to stop, and I can see that. I've seen enough about him to know that he is a very decent player.
Oh yeah, definitely.
And the other one is Garnacho. Garnacho, he's a little pussy, but he's got some ability still. He's got some ability. He just needs to slow down and put it all together, because for me, like, what he can do is more than what Rashford can do. He just hasn't worked it out yet.
I hear it. Well, if football's football, isn't it? He's got that pace to just byline, boom. But
yeah.
I said whoever loses to Luton is going to be embarrassing. So
you know how it goes. I don't even want to talk about the fraud Anthony, that guy there. But yeah, United obviously they won the game anyway. That's what United fans are going to say. They won the game, and that's what it is. And they got
you move on. That's what they say every week.
They got the 3 points. And the funny thing is, for all the shitness that they've been doing, they're only 6 points. They're only 6 points behind Arsenal, 7 points behind City at the top. So for all that shitness that we be watching and we be talking about, big man, they're floating. They're floating around. It's jarring. But I guess that's how it goes, isn't it? They're going to be floating around. We'll see how, when January comes, if they invest. We'll see if their manager has a clue about how to use their squad correctly and go from there. But as a United fan, I think I'd be quite happy with their position in the league, considering what's going on with their team and how they play.
Yeah. You just think as long as we can play like this, as long as we keep getting those 3 points, and one game at a time.
100%. Yes.
No, here we go. I'll let you run lead on this one.
Arsenal's an impressive home form, you know. We're quite good at home. We leak little baby goals, but we tend to win games at home. When's the last time we lost a game at home?
You ain't gonna get close to our record. I can't remember. It's top of my head now.
I was at the game obviously on Sunday. What day did we play? Sunday. Did we play No, Sunday. You're confusing me, bro. No, we played Saturday. Yeah,
for the back game was at 2 on Sunday.
It was I'm not gonna lie, it wasn't actually that entertaining. It was quite boring of a game to watch. Obviously, we attacked the majority of the game, but a lot of it was sideways for a little while, which was quite irritating. When you don't have Thomas Partey in there, Jorginho is a bit of he slows the tempo down and makes the game play at his pace, but sometimes the game needs some injection. And without Partey like cut passing through the lines, We missed Odegaard as well, obviously, who picked it up to then start doing things. Rice does the occasional drive with the ball, but I think our midfield three wasn't as fluent and as forceful as you need it to be at home when you're playing against these low blocking teams. So it was a long day and hard to break them down. We did eventually break them down on the stroke of half time with Magic Trossard popping up as he does. Great squad.
He put his heart on the line there, boy.
A great quality player to have. Like, he's a quality player to have in your squad. Can play a number of positions. And after we got the first goal, the second half was more or less just like it was a bombardment. We were just going and going because they had to come out a bit more. They did obviously get an equaliser. And then we just pushed forward again. I think we scored about a minute after they scored.
It was a quick response.
It was a pretty routine game. Like, we played them off the park. They didn't really have much. They had the goal. Apart from that, they didn't have much. And it was just about how many we could get and if we could break them. How many times could we break them down?
Yeah. I think Burnley started off quite well. I think they defended well. I think they looked like they wanted to attack. I don't know, man. I feel like really think about like Sean Dyche's record. They were talking about that right before the game and how difficult it's been for you guys and whatnot. And then you think about the Burnley now, and I'm thinking, I don't know if they're attacking new Burnley. Is it? It's not it. Like, go back to difficult. Just play difficult. Like, Burnley was so hard. It's like they became the new Stoke. The team you didn't really want to play because you know they're going to be physical. You know they're going to hoof the ball. You know they're going to set up very defensively, tactically well. But they just open themselves up. Like, they don't have the quality of football they want to do. And I feel there are some players who surprised me in that game. And I think they did have some half-hide opportunities, and I think they were playing and moving to the game. As an overall team, I'm just like, yeah, you guys need to win the championship.
Yeah, they're not. He's trying to play ball with players that are not ballers against teams that are ballers. Yeah. So when you're both trying to play a similar way of football, something has to give. Because you can't bring your 11 out here and try to play the same way as this 11, but this 11 is just better. It don't make sense. So if you know the team are better in quality, you have to do something else to make sure that your team have a chance of playing against that quality. And for me, they just didn't do it. Like, you can't come to the Emirates and try and play football unless you're unless you're certain teams. You can't try and go. What a young spray says, gunshot for gunshot. That shit ain't gonna work.
Like, I remember right at the start of the season, where Miss White was going like, you know, they played like this against Man City, and it's positive. And we were saying, yeah, but how long can they do that for? And it doesn't work. It just doesn't work. And even the games, and how I'm tired of hearing if this call didn't go for them, then maybe they'll be in this call. Oh, that's what we're living. Everyone's faced that now. So now no one can say, like, I don't think one team can say they've not been robbed by VAR or there's not been a refereeing issue or whatever. But I just feel like, yeah, you said you can't go gunshot for gunshot. You need to literally set up in the most, like, restart and just set up in a way where it's
weird because I guess some managers see it as like a free hit. So you're not expected to win. Your board don't expect you to win. The fans don't expect you to win. So you see it as a free hit to go out there and try and play your football and see where you're at. And if you get something, you get something. If not, then you just know where you are. Whereas other managers will see it as, let's not give them the game. Let's try and make it difficult for them to win the game. And hopefully we can just try and nick a point here without playing our best football the way we want to play, just to see if we can nick a point. But yeah, I would, as a manager, probably. It's funny because I cuss teams for going gunshot for gunshot when it don't make sense. But if I was a manager, I'm probably taking their free hit and going for it as well.
I'm the opposite, you know. I'm not taking the free hit. We're in a position where we can't. We're in a world of managers where there's no. I don't think we can take the free hit unless you're. I don't know what level we can take it. The teams at the bottom are firing managers with teams that have no budgets, no better playing forever. You've got the teams at the top that's playing terrible and holding into their managers. I personally just feel like I'm not with this free hit. I'm with this get as much points as you can. Like, if football is so fickle, Luton almost beat us. Like, and they didn't change up their game plan. Like, it's for me, you should go. I always feel like a manager should set up. I don't know, maybe Jose and then Monday to change my whole idea and the bigger managers, because I feel like going away from home to a big team. Bar said Alex Ferguson when you said, or was it Bar Jose and Sir Ferguson, I said, okay, win every game, home and away, no matter who it is. We're set up this way, whatnot. I just feel like you should set up defensively when you're away from home. Burnley in a position where they can't just take free. How many free hits are they gonna have? Like, I feel like there's games where they should be winning. If they play like Southampton, they should be winning those games. But I also feel like you went to they've got a good record against you guys. I get it's a new manager, but this was a chance to say, okay, we don't have the firing power to go one shot for forget the free hit. Let's get a point at the end of it, and let's put up defensively and let's try and play kind of let's try to see if we can nick a win or whatever. They didn't do that. They just said, okay, this is how we play. We're gonna attack. It's not worked before. It's not worked in any game. We've looked okay, but
it's not like they was gonna attack, because they didn't attack. Like, we had the ball, so we were still pressing them, but they didn't set up with a team that was made to defend.
Exactly. They didn't set up with a team. They anybody. I don't need a video analysis to know that Arsenal's going to keep 90% of the ball, 77% of the ball. Yeah. So you set up a team that's known to switch on, not like Ramsdale looking at pigeons. Switched on, and it's gonna, like, be like, okay, we're not gonna have the ball for 70 minutes. Yeah, of the game, maybe 65 minimum. So what we need to do is set up this way. Let's go 5 here, 2 here, 5, 2. This is the players we are part. These are our players that's gonna. Anything comes in the air, we're gonna win this. Anything that comes in this spot, we know Declan Rice is this type of person. We know Jorginho's gonna slow the ball down. So let's set up with a team, the best team that's capable of defending and counter-attacking without the ball. They didn't do that. They went with the normal team they go with and thought, we're gonna try to play our football, and if it doesn't work, we're gonna look at the manager and say, nice hat, mate. Like, they run out of ideas. They don't have any, like, I feel like companies too busy trying to like style up and like trying to be a stylist or whatnot. Like, bro, set up. Yeah, to be fair, I think this was a silly move anyway. But anyway, I obviously take him up, blah 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 blah. I feel like it's not the one. Burnley need to manager to set up defensively, counter attack, hit hard.
Yeah, for someone with the style of company, though, the style of football that company wants to play, for Burnley to have that type of manager, their scouting department is either going to have to be really good to find these like real cheap players that can play ball in places like Austria and Belgium, whatever, because they can't afford to spend enough money to get the next tier of ballers. So it's going to have to kind of be like a Brighton scouting department where they pick up all these little South Americans and that, and they integrate them, and they can already play ball. And you just take chances with the 18-year-old or 19-year-old or whatever. You just got to take a chance with them, man. But at the same time, they got to pick up points, and Burnley ain't picking up no points. So you really there's no time to be dilly-dallying and playing with that.
Do you know how big it would have been though if they took a point off you, knowing their run? That would have been something to like kick on and give the fans something. They had nothing to go off. Nothing to go off. Every time he stepped foot and I see Burnley play, or they could have played better for this, or he's not impressed with the goals. Bro, if he managed Bournemouth, Wolves, Villa, who tactically they've got the defenders that are experienced, so they can allow their and the CDMs that they can allow their players to like attack. I would say maybe. But bro, it's Burnley, bro. Tradition is Burnley, Stoke, their teams are traditionally long ball, make it hard, make it difficult.
You see what happened? Remember when Stoke tried to think they could change it up and start playing ball now, and they can get man like Afellay and Bojan, big man. What Stoke was made for was Rory. Where are you? That's what they're made for, bro. Like,
what are they strikers? Ricardo Fuller, like those. Bro, it was just Aggie, man, bro. It was Aggie, man's goal.
When they decided that they was gonna do the Bojan and the Athletes and they were gonna start doing things, bro, that's when it all went downhill. And look where they are now.
Exactly.
So Burnley, they need to understand.
And look at Everton. Everton has almost gone backwards in their style of play, but if you look at their team on paper, they've got a good team. And if you look at how they beat the drop. Okay, they maybe but they beat the drop, and they actually don't play. They actually like that team now is kind of like, you know, I like it. I like their midfield. I like.
Yes, but power and
that football.
PMP. It's PMP, but no tech. PMP. They got PMP.
All of those fancy players, one of the fancy stuff. Okay, go. Now I want the players to just cross the ball in. Dominic Calvin will win a header or an owner or Jacore.
Yeah, come on, because it's just PMP and we're just gonna try and fight, man.
Yeah, like their midfielders are fighters, bro. Like they got that's what he's done. He's got now a better budget and a better system. That's the life, bro. Is awful, bro.
I think
they need to get relegated and get rid of it quick. You know, like if you can have a clause where you just tap out. And you have to, and then you can't get promoted the next season. They need to have something like that. We're not having fun. Let's let us go down.
Sim the season, bro. Sim the season. You know, football manager. Just sim the season.
Go on holiday.
Well, if we're back finishing on Arsenal though, yeah. Obviously, Arsenal have played every big team. I say big team that every top team bar Liverpool, and we've only we dropped points to Spurs and Chelsea.
Got lucky at Chelsea, I can't lie. But the game's the game.
The game's the game. And we haven't lost to any. We haven't lost.
Like you know, Saka plays way too many games, man. I can't lie. I was like, where does this guy get a rest? The only time he gets a rest is when he's injured for England.
When he can't walk, that's when he comes off.
Dangerous, bro.
Although, you know, he got a little 15 minutes at the end of Burnley, he came off, but he's going to go play probably 90 and 90 for England, so who cares?
I did see a stat, though, that was pleasing. Because I did say I don't know how to work, you know, 2 games a week, maybe even 3 in 9 days. Like, 4 games in 9 days. But I saw in the Champions League that Martinelli has like the most dribbles or something like that.
Yeah, him and Martinelli topped it for the top of the dribble chart.
I mean, it's not a stat that says you go, "Hey, I'm here," but it is a stat that says, "Hey, I'm here."
It just shows that they're still doing what they've been doing, what they show that they can do. Everyone's obviously talking about Saka's form and blah blah blah, because obviously he's at that point now where people want him to be shining every game.
Well, you guys call him a world-class player.
Everything that he's doing may not be aesthetically pleasing, and I think Arsenal this season are not aesthetically pleasing on the eye as we were last year. However, going in the other way, trying to score against us is very different. Where the joint, like we've only conceded 10 goals. I think that's joint with one other team. I'm trying to think of this. I can't remember who it is.
Only I know is Alisson is top for us. Like that's all I know.
I think it is Liverpool. Well, we've only conceded. No, it can't be. But we've only conceded 10. It's joint with someone else. So we're harder to score against, which obviously makes our attack less potent. So it's kind of got to be one or the other. That's what Arteta's saying, because we don't have that budget that's going to make us be able to buy more attackers. That we can
I'm not going to
do the same thing,
because I feel like we went from free flowing, scoring beer goals, and then we had to learn how to win dirty and win the one.
Yeah, when he won the league, he was doing a couple one. Yeah, you know, like
you guys ain't gonna win the league, but I feel like you guys are showing that you can win another way. You know, like you have to learn to win another way. But yeah, I genuinely feel like if anything, this is the most open it's gonna be. So this is your chance. But I feel like I don't know if you guys can do all competitions. And I know you guys are like, oh my god, we got knocked out the first one. Good, I didn't want it anyway. And with my time, that's an excuse. I don't care. But it's gonna be hard. It's hard.
It is. Obviously, we got January.
From January, just Boom.
When I think about it as an Arsenal fan, we are what, 1 point behind City, played all the teams apart from Liverpool. We're top of our Champions League group. We have been missing. Timber hasn't played a game for us this season. Partey's played 1.5 games.
So we do
1.5 games for us. Maybe not even that full 1.5 games for us. We have Ben White, who's now out. Jesus has been out for periods. We've had Saka that's been out, was out
this
for.
This part is just
That's been out for
cool. Timber I can give you because that was straight away. But everything we started this conversation saying we started this whole thing talking about injuries means nothing.
I'm just saying, no, I'm not complaining about injuries. I'm saying that we've had all these injuries and we're still where we are in the Champions League group, in the league. We're still maintaining that form. So for me, we get them players back. It should be just stroll, fast forward. Next stop, next stop, next stop.
You both know that's not how football works, but on paper, it should be.
We're hoping so. We've done so well without them, so let's just hope that we push forward.
No, that's a good argument. That's a very good argument. And you want to be around there.
Going off injuries, because you know our group
from January and then slip. That's the
Yeah.
worst thing to do, innit?
and that's our number one thing to do. So you know how it goes. But talking about injuries, you know our friend over at Armchair Gaffers.
Excuse as well,
You know, we're in the group, we're in our GCs, we're in there, and we're like, he's talking about Spurs are off vibes now because they got injuries and they got something. No one don't care. Like you said, no one don't care.
I don't care.
To be a big team, bro. You better man the fuck up.
I kept screaming it though. I said, and the funny thing is, they even lost the one like to be fair, Basuma's been. I don't know what he's been doing the last 2 games, but I feel like he was the guy who said if they lose him, curtains. And obviously, I think you said Madison, innit?
Bro, I said Madison. Look what happened, bro. Madison is out. What's that? 2 L's. That's what I'm saying, bro. 2 L's. 2 L's.
Like, they don't have a like you always said about squad depth. I feel like they have a really decent starting 11. And they find how to make the best football and whatnot. I also feel like I don't think because the injuries, yeah, but I feel like mentally they've dropped off so much. I feel like they score straight away, very early. They start strong, and then it's like, oh my god, we're 1-0 up. What do we do now? Do we defend? Do we stay? Do we attack? What do we do? And I feel like you saw against Chelsea, you saw against Wolves. As soon as they scored, it's like they got worse. And
Just briefly touching on that Chelsea game, yeah.
Go on.
I remember we as a team, the OTP team, spoke about Ange, yeah? And obviously, you lot was like, "Oh, give him his credit, because he's doing a thing." And yeah, Tottenham got points, and they're collecting points, and they're winning, and it's looking all nice. I've never ever seen a manager do something so stupid as what he did against Chelsea. For me, yeah, that's grounds to fire someone. How stupid that was! Like,
team and
to go down to 9 men and play against Chelsea on the halfway line is one of the most stupid. Some people might say it's stubborn because he wants to play his way or whatever the fuck you lot are talking about. It's one of the most stupid decisions I've ever seen in my life. If your board are backing you to do that stupidness, like he came out and said, that's just the way we're going to play. What the fuck are you talking about?
I mean, he's also saying guy said his job is to manipulate the refs or something stupid.
What the fuck are you talking about? That's the way we're gonna. Bro, you've got 9.
I'm not gonna lie to you. Yeah, if I was a manager, the most dumbest shit I would say after losing. Yeah, I would, bro. Every time I play FM,
just what he was saying.
I send my assistant out, fam. Yeah, after a loss, man. So you know what type of manager I'd be, bro.
It wasn't just what he was saying. His team, watching the game, man, I was live watching it thinking, why are they doing this? Like, as a player, yeah, if you're a Tottenham player there,
huddle up, boys, huddle up.
We're not listening to the manager. Clearly, he's been smoking something before the game, and he ain't making sense.
I'll huddle up the boys. Huddle. He's lost his marbles, boys. We're not doing that. We're going 5 at the back and a forced cam, whatever. But you know what's funny? Don't you think it's crazy how we saw how he reacted on both ends of that? So him being Liverpool being to 9 men, his reaction was awful. He didn't change up the team to attack us. then in the flip side, him going down to 9-9, it's like he went more attacking, like he wanted to go, like you said, gunshot for gunshot.
But he wasn't going. That was never gonna work ever. Like Chelsea were literally standing like just before the halfway line, and man are just watching runners and saying, which one should I pick out this time? And it was just like, when is it gonna happen? Chelsea had they had all the road runners on the pitch. And they were just like, yeah. They were itching. If I was an attacker in that game, oh my god. I would have just stood wide the whole game.
You know what? Just running, bro.
Like, what's that?
Far right, bro.
So bashed. But yeah, that was obviously last week. But I can't rate, after seeing that, I can't rate Ange. It just doesn't make sense to me. As a manager, you need to come up with solutions of how to deal with problems in all walks of life. Every single job that you work. So for him to do that was just plain stupid. And it made the players look stupid. And it made the team look like really not ready for this kind of football. Like really not ready to then compete. Because you do that, like they done that against Chelsea, who are misfiring and they held 4. If you do that against like City, we're taking Liverpool.
Liverpool in that too, though.
Yeah, I think Liverpool. We're taking you cleaners. Like, I don't really understand.
Like Salah, Saka, Martinelli, Odoku, out wide, and you're doing that. Crazy.
It was just mental, man. And I can't rate Andrew after that. I know Mr. Y might come in and say something, but I just can't rate it, man. And then against Wolves this weekend, they started off well. Obviously, got the early goal, very good goal, team goal. Brennan Johnson, who I actually quite like, to be fair. I think he's got something about him and he can become a very decent player. Obviously, he's got some key attributes like his pace and stuff, which they can utilize. But then they just had nothing. They just said, you know what? Yeah, like you said, we're not going to create no more. We're just going to sit here. And
what did David James say? One of the worst things you could do is score early, innit? Like, and that's what they did. They did the same thing last they score early and they don't know what they're doing. They've had to run out of ideas. They don't know, and that's why I think that goes with the end, because, like you said, it's like the team are not. They don't know how to react after going 1-0. It's like they're just known for being losers. Yeah, that they don't know what to do after going 1-0 up. How can you go 1-0 up and panic? Your body in these clubs, like at the start, they're starting strong, they do what needs to be done, and then you score,
and then you don't know what to do.
And they don't know, they just took a mess. And then remember, Chelsea was just attacking them. Wolves were then just attacking them. Like, they were like, all the companies, Wolves were unlucky to not make it 1-1.
They had some chances. They didn't. Obviously, they don't really have. They have Hwang. Cunha's like a good link-up player, but he doesn't get enough goals. But let me talk about Wolves' goals in the stoppage time, bro. Because if you're gonna lose, at least lose to them goals. No, first of all, the first goal. The touch that Sarabia took in that box here, FIFA. You know when you can see a goal on FIFA and be like, that's fake, man. Like, man can't do that. Players don't do that touch. That's the touch that he done. He took the touch and then he volleyed it with the lefty before the ball touched the ground.
Yeah, I was like, yeah, that was just a lucky touch. But I was like, you know what?
Bear in mind, those were his first 2 touches of the game. As he come on as a sub, those were his first 2 touches. Crazy tech, crazy goal. You just had to say, okay, you know what? Very good goal. Maybe you could have stopped it at the source, but once it's come to him and he's done that, cool.
Got to clap and say, well done.
So then you're in the 92nd minute and you're thinking, okay, we've thrown it away. Like, we're gonna have a draw now. We got another 4 minutes. Let's just play this game out and take the draw. We're away from home. Let's just take it. Big man. The Wolves are just out here taking quick free kicks, trying to get the 3 points. They're playing Spurs. No way should Wolves be pressing you like this. Wolves are taking quick free kicks. Lemina's making third man runs in the 98th minute, coming from DM and scored. Like, it was crazy. It was a crazy ending. It was lovely to hear, to be fair. At the Arsenal Stadium, they announced it in the stadium and they had it on there. It was actually hilarious. Obviously, fans are going wild.
Bro,
Same old
man.
Spursy, they were just moving Spursy, man.
And they had again, like, big up, but I feel like Spurs had a strong again. Just like I'm not giving them, they had strong enough. Wolves
Of course.
well.
I mean, they lost their two centre backs. Romero obviously with a red because he's a bit weird, and Van der Ven obviously pulled the hammy chasing Man Jackson, and that could be a long one.
Yeah, but they had Eric Dyer. They had players, bro. Højbjerg, they're not bad. They're not like awful players. They should never play again. Like, I genuinely feel like they had a strong enough team to win that. Like, it showed in the first 10 minutes. They could have dominated Man in that game, but they panicked. They don't have that mental or that heart. That's why people say.
No, I remember. I told you. I think so they went 1-0 up early through some good play, especially out wide. But when you don't have a creative outlet in the middle, because like I said, Arsenal struggled with it this weekend because we have Havertz just doing Havertz stuff right now. We got Rice and Jorginho who are both.
You need a refund, bro.
You know what? We keep winning in it, so we'll hold that off for now. But we got.
I gave him a goal.
You don't have a
he would change him, bro. Like, he's gonna be a new man. Like,
didn't change him, bro. It's like, you know when you give a nitty money and you know he's gonna go spend it on crack. That's what he did, bro.
Hey, don't buy crack.
We gave him bread. I thought, yeah, he was gonna go to McDonald's and get a meal, big man. He's still starving because he hasn't spent it on crack and he's in the same place. Jarring, brother. And Saka fucked up my G's, bro. Like, fucked up my FPL to give him a goal for no reason. But anyway, when you don't have that creative player in the middle, yeah, which is Madders, you can't kill games because you don't create enough chances to kill games. Like, that's what I told you. When he goes, they bring in Lacelso, bro? Nah, he ain't it.
Bro, I forgot he played for them.
So when he's there, and when Maddison's not there, yeah, they might score a goal because they still got some quality. They got Kulusevski, they got Son, they've got Richard. Let me not name Richarlison. They've got men that can score some goals. So yeah, they might score some goals, but they're not going to create enough chances for these players that are going to allow them to kill games. So Maddison being injured for me was always their number one problem if that ever happened, which is why I said it. Because if Basuma gets injured, he's there. Even though he can play and he drives the ball forward, picks up the ball and then moves it forward. You just put Højbjerg in there, and obviously he doesn't drive the ball forward and move it forward. He hasn't got the same quality as Basuma, but he can break stuff up, which is the first point of call for your DM, to break stuff up. He doesn't have the rest of the quality. But having Højbjerg and Maddison is better than having Basuma, Højbjerg, and Lacelso. So for me, that was the problem. They lost it. Wolves scored some very decent goals. And Spurs have got a very tough run of games now. So it's going to be lovely to see what they do.
Shout out to Wolves, though. Like, well deserved, especially over the course of like.
Hey, listen. On that, big up Gary O'Neill, because Gary O'Neill is doing his thing. He's actually a manager of players, a team tactician. Because it doesn't matter what players he's got, he's going in there and doing his thing.
Yeah, they're always playing well. They're just
doing his thing. I ain't got nothing to say on him that's negative because he's doing.
Have Aston Villa, Man City, West Ham, Newcastle. They're not.
Yeah. Them 4 games there are going to be a test with their injuries, suspensions. We're going to see what they're made of.
Love it.
And I can't wait to see what Ange is doing. Big Ange.
Yeah, no, I expect Big O'Neill, man. He's gone to big teams and he could have come back. He could have come back with the W. United, Liverpool, Arsenal. There's loads of games he could have come back with a W. So yeah, he's a proper manager. And it's funny when you think about like the whole Bournemouth shaking hand thing. Every time I see it, I just think about it's crazy, bro.
It's your time to lead, man. It's your time.
Why is it wasteful, Brentford?
I mean, at 0-0, obviously I done For everyone that doesn't know, I did the banners today. For everyone that doesn't know, like Brentford had a couple chances while it was 0-0. I recall one special counter attack from the corner in Bournemouth, flying. And you see the problem? Alisson. I thought Wolves were decent. I thought Brentford were decent up until you lot scored the first goal.
I mean, all them offside goals, bloody hell, they were doing my head in.
Yeah. But I think it's hard to go to it's hard to go to Anfield in general. But then if you go to Anfield, you have to change the flow of the game, because Liverpool always like to play at that rock and roll style that Klopp likes. So if you're going to attempt to go with that, you're going to lose the game. And I think Brentford kind of went with that, and it worked. Obviously, they got the luck with the disallowed goals, and it worked until Mbeumo missed that chance 1-on-1, and then Salah went and scored.
Yeah, I agree. I think Brentford's one of the games that I usually watch, but I'm very much like, if you're playing up at Anfield, you're not dropping points in. Away from home, different story. So I always go, even if we're like 10-0 down, I still think, at Anfield, anything's possible. So I do agree. I think like the offside goals, we were playing very well, we were very dominant. Defensively, we were very dominant. And then, he missed that opportunity, and I was like, okay, we need to fix up. And then we just switched on and then started firing, and we went back to being a dominant. What I do want to say though is, shout out to Van Dijk. The last few games, he's got a lot.
On that note.
Yeah. So Alisson has made some great saves and whatnot, but Van Dijk has shown. I'm not saying he's back to. He's back, babe, but he's shown.
Wait! I saw you tweet or you quote tweeted something this week, and it was like Virgil's got the aura back, and I was like, I'm waiting for the show, because I was thinking, don't you dare come with this nonsense, right?
He's getting the pizzazz back, bro.
Listen.
People always run at him, right? I find people being like, "Oh, let me go acrobatic, yeah." Then on top of that, they're getting a lot of that. Van Dijk's winning. He's like got the draws, which he always used to win. He went there last season before that. His tackles, he's very much like, he's done a lot of tackles where like across the, like he gave penalties for tackles that he usually makes. And I feel like he's commanding the defense how he used to. I feel like he was just, for a minute he was lost in that, but he's not getting people. He's still in this year. I don't think anyone's passing him.
Virgil's a quality player in general. So his general game of how he plays is quality. Like he was trash. He's always going to be a good player. We're not going to argue that point. But one, he ain't been tested currently. When last time he got tested, he got sent off, and since then he ain't been tested.
Difference because he put himself in positions. Van Dijk's always put himself in positions of not being the first to go out to him. I feel like Van Dijk of old is never in the position. He's always just cleaning up, or he's made the block instead of trying to make the tackle. I feel like Van Dijk that time was like a mental block where I think he helped him a lot. Where he's not as a, like, I don't know, he turned very irrational or rash, because I feel like he knew that he weren't playing. He was nowhere near his minimal, like he was nowhere near half of it. He was making a lot more challenges. Whereas now I feel like he's back to that Van Dijk that glides and takes the ball off you and whatnot. A lot of tackles he's making and blocks and whatnot, they look easier again, but it caught another centre back other than Saliba.
Obviously, Saliba comparisons, and obviously I think Saliba can be as good as Van Dijk was when he was at his peak, and so I think Saliba can get there and will get there. But there's one thing, watching the Liverpool game, there's a special one thing that Van Dijk has that Saliba doesn't have. And it's that very long spray pass that he can regularly do to Mo Salah.
Yeah,
just into that area. He can just...
If you remember the goal...
He can do that off nothing. Obviously I know Arsenal don't particularly play like that, but sometimes there's opportunity to do it, and I've never ever seen Saliba do it. Even when he's not playing for Arsenal, playing for France, when he played for St. Etienne, I've never seen him go and do that. So I don't know if that's in his locker to do, and I'd love him to learn that because that pass is crazy.
I mean, it'll come. He will be there. This is sustainable.
XG is a real thing, you know.
You know, when did people start talking like this? I'm like old school. I'm like, who does that? No. That was just my account. Like, you know me, I'm not a stat man. I generally have an eye test. I do the eye test over everything, innit? Like my good old eyes, you know, before the glycol. No, I'm joking. I generally feel like, you know, because again, stats can be for or against any player in it. So, because I could say, oh, Van Dijk's this, but then who's actually ran at him? Who's like?
Yeah, I mean, it's not just a Van Dijk thing. Obviously, your midfield still needs to be stabilized. So let's not like just think that we're just blaming Van Dijk and you lot are like your midfield still is not stabilized in terms of protection.
No,
but he is actually stepped up a bit, and obviously Alisson is just absolutely phenomenal.
They've made it easier this season because it could have went anyway. Like I said, Dominic, I thought against Luton and against Blues, I thought them man came in and they thought, oh, this is an easier game. And I don't think they showed Graven Birch. I don't think they showed their quality in those games. Personally, I feel like they used to give him a bit more time on the ball, and Luton was like, "I'm not giving you that." So
it's sad that we're missing Mr. Y today. But we'll talk about another time. But just to quickly touch on it, you know, we speak about like Klopp not having tactics and not changing the way he plays and blah 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 blah. I actually kind of think that you lot are not playing as much rock and roll football as you have been used to, and he's actually changed that because he realized that you can't do it with the current midfield players that you, or even defenders that you have right now. So I actually feel like he has made that tweak.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, 100%. Formation wise, you see the tweet is different. You got the inverted role. He's even pushed Trent further up the pitch now. And he's obviously doing the whole gap pole. Obviously, we got injuries, but he's doing the whole cat pole. I liked to see. I don't think Gakpo had a good game, but I like to see how him and Jota interlinked. I don't think Diaz. I don't think it'd work any other way. But I think he's kind of like squad's not playing rock and roll, but you know who is? Nunes. Go out there and do your thing.
That's what Nunes knows is destruction, bro.
Do you know what I'm saying? So he's like, okay,
Barris, Dragon Ball Z. That's what he wants.
That's what you want. You want your front three or your striker to be rock and roll when you don't have to compensate for the non-rock on midfield. We don't have a Fabinho. And I tried to say this the other day. I said, do you think our fans were like we're used to like Mascherano and whatnot? And we ain't had it. Obviously, Lucas Davis the closest thing I think since that point. And then we wasn't like too great, but we loved him. You know, we made a tackle, and then we had Fabinho. I feel like we got a player, and we're so spoiled with how great Fabinho was now that like if our CDM gets past our CDM, he's rubbish. He's dead, and I hear it, but it's like oh, we want there's someone saying, oh, we should let Fabinho go and whatnot, and I'm like, yeah, but we gotta roll with the punches, bro. Like I genuinely feel like we're in a point where we need a CDM. There's so much CDMs that are out there. And we had a structure, and we just went a different way. Endo is a decent player, but he can't play in specific types of games. Like he can't play games that I feel like are too physical. He's not a CDM. He's a nibbler. He nibbles at you and he wins the ball, or he nibbles at you. Like he'll kick the ball away, or he'll kick the ball off. He doesn't like win the ball and he's running with it or make that great challenge. It's very much like, you know what I'm saying, he's on you, it's just like high pressure. And that's what proved how wrong I am when I said he do that drop. Just nibble and run. But I feel like I was wrong. We need someone who tackles and actually wins the ball and continues to play. And that's not what we have.
I'm gonna make a big claim here. I think Salah is the best African player to play in the Prem ever.
You
taking
100%.
You taking
100%. For what he's done in a short. Do you know what they said? Okay, what was it? Is he on 200 now? Or is it 199?
Oh, goals.
In the Premier League. Yeah. 2 of them was in a Chelsea shirt. Usually, it's the other way around. And it's like, oh, he's got 30 or 40 goals. 2 of them, if he's got 199, then obviously 2 are Chelsea. 200, then obviously 198. But has come from Chelsea. Do you know how crazy that is? In a short, he's been at Liverpool for like 7 years or whatever, and he didn't come to Liverpool as a 21-year-old, 19-year-old. I think so personally, but I'm a biased.
Absolute. People will say that he's a GA man, because obviously they had the debate of whether it's is Salah better than Hazard or stuff like that, and obviously Hazard is aesthetically pleasing. He's when you want if you have a kid and you want them to play football and you're like, oh look, play like you're trying to teach them like the way of move. Big man, go get some Salah boots on and do what he's doing, because I think man are underrating like the things that he can do with that ball. How scary he is with the ball, how scary he is with when he's running behind you, the box in the box positions that he picks up in the box like a striker, but he's a winger. And it's not like he's Ronaldo, when he CR7 Ronaldo, when he moved to Madrid, and when he was at Man United, he was more of a winger that kind of scored some goals until that last season where he played up top. But he was more of a winger. He done dribbles and stuff, a lot more dribbles, yeah. When he went to Madrid, he was more of like a get on the go and score in it, free roll, but be in the box, do what you need to do. Salah's a winner, but he just scores. He's running at his fullback at least 3-4 times a game as a winger. He's tracking back too, and he's doing that, coming inside and doing that pass, trying to find the back post man or the striker very regularly. He is a machine. He's won the league. He's won the champs. He's doing what he needs to do. No one can. For me, Salah's that guy.
I agree. I think again, if Salah was Brazilian, it would be a different conversation. I feel like because he is, he's African player. I feel like he's Egyptian. I feel like he doesn't get the
recognition that he deserves, man.
Because, and you're putting him in the bracket like Hazard. I think Hazard was great. He was amazing. But I just feel like, and then when they said, okay, he's not scoring goals, what else can he do? He just racked up assists.
Yeah, he can do everything. He's chilling, man. He's a top.
And it's like he's getting better with age. I don't. Now he's even. Before he used to stay up the field, that was his role. Now he's being told, okay, track back. He's tracking back. He's getting involved. He's involved, and he's still.
He's a top player, top professional. Keeps himself fit. He's more or less always available. Like, what can you say about what bad can you say about him apart from the fact that he puts a Christmas tree up and he's Muslim? But apart from that, no one. He's great. He's actually great. I think he's the best.
I respect that
in the Prem. And when I think about Salah, I think about Saka. And I always think if Saka wants to be great, this is the type of player you need to watch. This is your benchmark. And if this is your benchmark, you need to keep up with this type of player. Keep up with him. He's getting GA every week, and he's affecting his team's outcomes every single week. Whether he plays great and like annihilates the other team or not, he's doing something to make you not win the game. Saka, I don't care if you're playing at a 9 out of 10 every week. If you play at a 6 but get a goal and assist, I don't care.
I mean, Saka is though. He's impacting the game even on his off days.
Yeah, he is. That's what I'm saying. The benchmark is Salah. Do what Salah's doing and you won't be far off. But yeah, Liverpool lurking quietly. because they weren't really contenders. Everyone thought that it was going to be a real slow start. Midfield was rocky. But they're there, they're second, they're scoring goals. They're scoring goals, winning games.
Yeah, and still no proper six or addition to centre backs. We've been playing our kids, so I genuinely feel like we're in good spot. I think I saw Van Dijk say the other day. They said, "Oh, what do you think about winning the league?" And he was like, "Well, you think our in comparison to the rest of the team, like we're under 23 team when you think about comparisons." But I think our defense is playing okay. I think our goalkeepers saved us. Mr. White said this a lot. Is our attack is really what's because a lot of games we started 1-0 down, had some red cards. We played with 10 men twice or 3 times.
I don't think it's sustainable, but we'll see how long it goes on.
If we go through the season and get back in Champions League, win the Europa League or whatever, I feel like that would be a good step for the next month. And then we still need to get a number 6 and whatnot. I don't think we'll bring anybody in January. I think this is the team will go and try win and try get in the mix. Especially being in the mix now is probably going to be more reason why they're like, oh, maybe we don't need anyone right now.
Yeah, I'm not a Liverpool hater. If I'm honest, Liverpool are a bit scary because of the amount of goals they can score. It's a bit hard to see where and how they're going to slip up. It's just more of, if you can sort your defense out, it's a bit scary because of the amount of goals you can score, basically. But hopefully for the rest of us, that don't. Last topic, energy to the last topic. I think we saved the best game till last. Chelsea have obviously been involved in 2 very high-profile games this week and had 2. I think they've had 2. It's been 2 of the best games of the season. I'm not quite sure which one is the best game of the season. Obviously, against Spurs, there was just a lot going on in that game, and it just made it entertaining to watch. But the game against City, I think, had everything: goals, tackles. It had the argument on the pitch. They had decisions that were questionable, penalties being given, and to score 4 at home and not win the game, first of all, is actually mad.
That's what they're getting on to Desi about, don't they? Because he said, "Oh, the boys always fight so hard." You're thinking, bro, you guys let in 4 goals.
If my team scores 4 goals at home, I'm expecting them to win the game. Obviously, you're playing against Manchester City, and getting anything from them is just getting a point from them is a big thing. But if I've played against Man City and I've scored 4 goals, I'm expecting to win.
I agree.
They showed good heart, a lot of heart all the way through the game. It was a hard game. I think Pochettino set out his tactics really well. I think he set them out similar to what he did against Arsenal when they played Arsenal at home. And Mr. White has spoken about it before, the way the runners that they have in midfield and how they can impact the game, the high press that they can do. But Chelsea obviously lack quality in the final third and in the defensive third that really make the difference. So they did score four goals, which happened to save them this game, but they leaked 4 goals against Man City, and that's just not good enough. When you're at home, you don't expect to leak 4 goals, and when you do, it's going to be very hard to come away with a result.
Regardless of how they're playing, Chelsea, and like they come from some real Dangard defenders in it that like defend first and open. So yeah, I agree though. Conceding 4 goals at home, it's crazy. Scoring 4 goals at home is just as crazy. And not getting the points. The 3 points is actually crazy. But it was the best game of the Premier League because they're 2 big years.
Do you know what's mad? And I get to see Mr. White's point even more now, yeah, because we speak about it obviously off air, and he talked about how like they snuffed Jorginho out when we played Arsenal. I mean, when they played Arsenal, I think they did the same thing to Rodri. They were all over him, and it was one of Rodri's worst games because I don't feel like his legs could quite combat Chelsea's legs. And obviously Chelsea had Enzo in there, Caicedo in there, Gallagher in there. That's a lot to take on, and I don't feel like Man City dealt with that properly. And what did Man City start? Rodri, Bernardo, and Alvarez, which is very, very forward thinking, but it left Rodri very isolated. And I think that's what Chelsea built upon to go and score their goals.
I was surprised how Man City set up originally, because I know Chelsea are playing bad, but still at Stamford Bridge.
Yeah, it's a lot, because like against Arsenal, it took us to put Rice and DM to turn that game around. We had to get rid of Jorginho out in the middle, and City didn't do it, but just managed to score 4 goals, which obviously helped them at least take a point away from Chelsea. And it's not a bad point to go to Chelsea and get a draw, but when you're going away, and anytime you're scoring 4 goals, you're expecting to win. So to go away and score 4 goals and still not win is still like, what the hell? And I think City will see it as 2 points dropped. Chelsea will obviously has a point gained and a point in the right direction into how to play.
City are happier camp.
I think Chelsea will be the happier camp, because they'll know that these are the benchmarks of how you need to play. And if you play majority of your games like in that way, in that shape, in that robustness and that set up tactically like that against every other team, you'll be a lot more successful in your other games. But City, I think, will see it as 2 points dropped just because of the fact that they were leading so late on, especially, and they've gone and scored 4 goals at Stamford Bridge and not won the game. So I think they will see it as 2 points dropped.
Yeah, I think the Chelsea City boys, they actually play well. I think this thing where
dangerous you.
Yeah, but he has this thing where like he's so experienced, in a sense of like taking the sting out of the game. So like with the kids, they usually just want to impress, they want to get the ball and go forward, show some skills on it. But he definitely brings the ball back sometimes to the midfielder when there are sometimes when just like ball retention is too high, and football IQ is very high. Sterling obviously has OT in there, so with great experience, he knows as well. But I really was pleased with Cole Palmer in the last 2 games, because for me, yeah, he only bagged pennies, whatever. Cool, but you try to take some pennies. I missed a penny in my life, so. But I feel
he was dangerous throughout the game, though. Not just obviously he scores the penalties, but the way he moves the ball, the way he brings others into play, the way he receives the ball and allows him to turn and set off an attack. He's a very smart player.
So much pressure off his team, because he knows when is more important than going forward. And
so, he had a really good game. Obviously, got an England call up for it. Which is
I don't know why Sterling ain't getting no.
Listen, let's talk about Roadrunner, because Roadrunner's doing his thing this year. He's had a couple off games, but in general, in the first 10 games now we played, he's doing his thing. He is mashing defenses up, and against City, he was like, yeah. Let me show you what's up, and that's what he was doing.
That could have been a fight or flight moment, and he fought.
Listen, for Sterling not to be in the England squad when you've got the likes of Rashford, you've got Rashford in there. You've got, who else is in the squad,
bro? Calvin Phillips is in there.
Yeah, let's not even go. Is Jared Bowen in this new one? Ollie Watkins is all right, but he ain't scored that many goals either, bruv.
It's like Southgate uses the same reasons why.
Man are telling me that the Sterling thing is definitely like there's something there, because you have too many other players that are not on form that are in that squad. But Southgate makes talks like he said that there's something wrong with like Ramsdale I can't guarantee him this, but whatever. Bro, Calvin Phillips, what's he doing in there? I can't say the same for Maguire now, because he's actually playing some games and he's playing decent. So maybe he's allowed to be in there now. But Calvin Phillips ain't allowed to be in there. Let me check. So I'm not sure if someone like
got called up as well, no?
Bro, that was my next point of call. Is Henderson in this squad?
Yeah, Henderson is in the squad.
Yeah, and this is where you just got to think.
Does Tomori play though?
Tomorrow, I mean, he played the friendly. He'll play the friendly. And then Konsa got a call up as well, which I think is well deserved for Aston Villa. He's been banging on the door for a little while, and I think that he deserves to get a call up. So they've got, Rico Lewis got his first call up for City. To be honest, I think Rico Lewis is a decent player. He's a player, innit? He can play. He's a pet player. He can play in the middle. He can play full back, whether he likes the world.
I feel like Southgate does this though. It's like
for me, you're going to put Rico Lewis here, and what are you going to play him? For me, are you going to play Rico Lewis right back? Because playing Rico Lewis right back is just as bad as playing Trent there. So if you're not playing Trent there, why the hell are you going to play Rico Lewis there?
These are kind of my arguments.
So that shit don't make no sense to me. First of all, he's got Tomori in it, Maguire, Trent's down as a midfielder. Conor Gallagher deserves his call up. Jordan fucking Henderson, bro.
I think Conor Gallagher's been their best midfielder, to be fair.
Listen, you see, certain players here, for me, I'm retiring from England until the manager gets sacked. James Ward-Prowse, where are you? What is going on?
Yeah, he's taking the piss. I can't lie. I'm looking at the team now as well. They're taking the piss.
Jared Bowen's in it. Yeah, he's decent. But guess what? Sterling's better. Phil Foden. Okay. Is he a forward? I'm not quite sure. Is he a 10? I'm not quite sure. Can he play? Yeah, but you got to find a place for him. This is a team game and not an individual game, so I don't know where he's going.
He's definitely playing out wide. This is
Jack Grealish. Yeah, I think he's been decent. Harry Kane, obviously, on super fire out there in Bayern Munich.
So do you think? So Cole Palmer, what do you think is the best position?
10. But he ain't playing 10 for England because Southgate doesn't play 10s. He doesn't even know what that position is.
This is my point. But
he doesn't know it. So he ain't playing there. He's going to play on the wing somewhere. And to be fair, he's going to play on the right wing where Saka is, so good luck. Then you got Marcus Rashford, who hasn't done anything. Saka and Ollie Watkins. Ollie Watkins in over Callum Wilson. Oh, Callum Wilson is injured. I'll take that one back. England, they can't. They're never going to go anywhere with man like Southgate because he doesn't know how to pick a squad that's fit for purpose.
Bro, why? Going back to the Chelsea and Man City game, that was their game in the season. I think both showed heart. Both showed that Chelsea actually showed that. Like I said, I agree with you. I think Chelsea showed will be the happier because it's something again. Two hard games where probably people was thinking they were going to lose, and they came out of it showing that actually Chelsea are something. And again, I think Chelsea's team is scary because it's a team for the future. But right now, I don't know what I'm going to Chelsea. But play against City, Tottenham, who are very high teams, very good quality teams. It's like getting results.
They're coming. They need a striker.
FM.
They need a striker.
Wow, they'll be good. But not with that striker, though. I can't lie.
They need a striker. They need a centre back that's gonna control everything. Thiago Silva's on his way out. Diassi ain't in. Cole that player that needs someone next to him. He's that player that needs the leader next to him. He's the player, and he needs the defender next to him.
No, I agree. But yeah, I feel in 2 seasons, that team will be all right. But this ain't FM, so need right now. And the funny thing is, their best centre back is still
Thiago Silva.
So
I mean, they're linked with Osimhen. And
I heard him talking about their managers want to sell to the highest bidder. Their agents want to sell them to the highest bidder, bro. Might be another Timo Werner, bro. We have some technical difficulties. All right. So now Chinny is kicked officially. What we'll do is we'll wrap up there. I just want to say thank you to everybody who's watching. We really enjoy your comments, your likes, your subscriptions. Please make sure you are, whoever's new, tell a friend to tell a friend, subscribe, like, comment again, and go on YouTube and comment on old videos as well. We're always watching them as well. But we'll see you next week and enjoy.